Hi, guys. Yes, it's because God expects better from you. God definitely expects better from you. That's why your punishment is much harsher. That's why everything that you go through in your life seems to be different than everybody else's and things like that. Your life is not like everybody else's life. You are different. You are, it's evident that you're different. You know, people can see that you're different. Your punishment is harsher if you do something. That's because God expects better from you. And he does want you to be in a certain kind of way. Even if you don't know about a certain thing, you do know better. Like, I can't say I don't know better, really, because I do, especially since I've been told certain things. So if I go into something crazy, my punishment will be worse, since I'm out here talking to the people and ministering, and I am a person who is knowledgeable in certain stuff. I can't say, well, I don't know, as far as certain things go now, because I do, because I know better. And so my punishment will be worse. And when you guys, people, even if you don't know, your punishment gonna be worse, because he want to make sure you do know. He want to make sure you do know that that stove is hot. So if you put your hand on there again and he done already showed you, then yeah, you get exactly what you asking for, because he already showed you. And usually when God show us certain stuff and deal with us, usually we don't want to do that thing again, because that hurt. You know, it's almost like getting a whooping after doing something. Some people just real hard headed and they keep doing it again. But there's most of us who be like, I'm not doing that no more. I got told when I did that, I'm not doing that again. And that's really how it's supposed to be. Like, and if you guys, people, you definitely should know better. You definitely should know better, and that's why. When you get punished like that, that's really love, actually, because whatever punishment you get here is not gonna be nowhere near the stuff that happens if you pass away in this life and then you go to the other life besides the one in heaven. Okay, so we do have to be taught and things like that in certain areas, and to know better, like, for real, and don't ever do certain stuff again. Your punishment is going to be harsher if you are a child of God. It is what it is. And I appreciate that stuff. I really do. I'd rather to be like this than for me to be walking around here in sin, just doing whatever and ain't getting much of anything happen. No, if I get into sin, if I get into any type of thing, I'm going to feel it. I'm going to feel every piece of it, and it's going to hurt real bad. And the enemy too, he coming. Like, if there's certain people who get into a certain sin, and the enemy be right there waiting on them to fall into that stuff so he can get them. Like, certain people that are anointed, certain people who have big callings on their lives, if you get into anything, the enemy is gonna be sitting there waiting for you to fall so that he can come in, so he can get a legal right. He just waiting. He got the paperwork drawn out and everything. He's just waiting for a legal right and a legal reason to get into your life and to destroy your life and to do whatever he want to do. He want to be able to get that legal right. So God does not want that, okay, by the way. He don't want that for you. So yes, your stuff is going to be more harsher punishment to keep you on a straight and narrow path, all right? Because, like I said, if you do certain stuff, it's some of us, we can't do certain stuff. Like, the enemy is waiting. He's waiting to see you fall. He's waiting to see you do anything. A lot of us do have monitoring spirits waiting on us to do certain stuff, waiting on us to sin, trying to make us sin so that they can get a legal right. The enemy is always trying to get a legal right to people. He's always trying to get access to a person. And we have to be protected in certain aspects so that he can't get that. And so I was reading this paper too, and I was seeing that the harder that the enemy hits you, the bigger the calling. The harder that the enemy hits you, the bigger the calling is. I had heard that in my spirit as well, and then I seen it somewhere else too. That the harder the enemy hits you, the bigger that your calling is on your life, and that is true. Like, if you getting hit left and right like that, they not doing that for nothing. Like I told y'all before, they don't break into empty houses. They don't fight against people who don't hold value. What are they doing that for? And I want y'all to know too, whatever that the enemy attacks the most in your life is where your power is. Wherever he attacks you the most, if it's your mind, if it's your finances, if it's your health, whatever it is, that's where your power is. That's where your power lies. He found your treasure chest. That's what he did. And he attacks that the most because he knows that's that's what holds your power. So he's very strategic. Do not underestimate these things. Do not underestimate the enemy. I do not like seeing people say that the enemy get too much credit. I can't stand seeing that. He's very strategic. And that's the reason why people are in the shape that they in today, because they underestimated the enemy. They keep underestimating demons and underestimating the devil and how the devil works and how he think. That's why you're bound up now, because you won't educate yourself on these things. You have to know your opponent. You have to know how to fight. You have to know how the enemy thinks, how they work, and what type of things they're trying to do in your life. So if he's fighting you real hard and every single thing you do, every move you make, you are anointed. And that's the reason why he's doing that. Is certain things that you are meant to do here on this earth that he's trying to stop and block you from doing. He don't want you to work for God. He don't want you to bring people to God. He don't want you to cast out demons and do that stuff and tear his kingdom down and all of that. He wants you to be sick and tired and slow. He wants you to be broke. He wants people to be poor. He wants you to be poor in the mind. He wants you to be, mentally drained, physically drained, sickly, all of this stuff, so that you cannot do what God wants you to do. So that you don't even have the strength to get up and do what God wants you to do. So that you don't have the strength to break this stuff off. So do not underestimate the enemy. Whenever he is fighting the hardest, that's where your power is. All right? I love you guys. Take care. Bye.